Okie dokie. So for this example, I'm using a Google Shopping here, but it doesn't actually matter. So I am sat in a campaign, and this is the one ad group in this particular campaign. And what we do, we go to audiences at the top, the audience tab. Now the audiences are already here because this is an active account, but what you would do to pull in your new retargeting list is click targeting, ad group, so we choose the ad group we want, and then because this has already got some targeting, you get the list here. But let's say you didn't have any, what you'd be able to do is select a remarketing list, and then all the lists that you've built and sent over, of which I'm probably going to have to obscure these, sorry, but this is a live account. You literally get them in here and you can fire them across to the right, which means they're enabled. Now, bid only and target and bid, what's the difference here? So bid only is saying you want to bid on people who search again that are in your list. Now target and bid means that you only want to bid on the keywords that you define against this audience. So essentially, what does that mean and how does that work? So a really quick tip here is that bid only is for everything really. Target and bid is a great thing to do for competitors. So let's say someone visited your website. They are now in your 4-minute list. Well, you could create a campaign and then ad group that's purely based on target and bid, and you could put all your competitors' terms in as keywords, and that campaign would only target people who are searching for your competitors who are in your remarketing list. So you literally are only spending money when people who already know who you are, they've been to your website, are looking for your competitors. I hope that makes sense. That's one little trick that we use with target and bid. But for now, I digress. So just use bid, and then you'd literally click save, and that would be it. And you'd have audience in here. And so as you can see, we've got a load of audiences in this view. Now, the two mistakes that people make that I promised at the start of the video. So number one is that they just add all visitors. And yes, we do have it in here because it does work, but a lot of people, when we look at accounts, if they are using RLSA, that's a good thing, but probably don't know any better and they just dump all visitors. So that's the first mistake. You want to go into analytics and segment out your best visitors. The other mistake that people make is they don't put bid adjustments on the audiences. Now, your RLSA, your remarketing audiences won't run and won't be effective without bids. So the trick that we use with bids, bid adjustments, is to bid the most on the most intent-based audience. So for example here, we've got people who visited the basket but didn't check out, and then we've got the 4-minute segment, and then we've got some specific but less purchase intent segments here. And as you can see, roughly speaking, cost of conversion and conversion rate comes down with that intent. So you could argue actually that our 4-minute 30-day audience here needs to be underbid compared to this specific segment here, this audience. But even so, look at the conversion rates and the cost of conversions and the revenue. So what we've spent here on the basket abandonment segment that we created and sent over and retargeted people on is £231, which is about $260 at the current exchange rates. It's generated 3,250 or thereabouts pounds sterling, so 14 times ROI, which is not bad, is it? And a 14.5% conversion rate. And I've just picked this campaign at random. I'm sure if we were going to be cherry picking, we could find some better numbers than this. It doesn't matter. Just want to prove that this works. And then we've got a 10.5%, 11.6% conversion rate, and we're getting conversion values that are anywhere from 6 to 1, 10 to 1, 14 to 1 here, which is not bad. So £1,800 spent to return 13,500. I think that's pretty good, because if you've got 10 of these campaigns, or 20, or whatever you may have, that's a lot of money. That soon adds up. That's 6 figures. So it's pretty impressive. And I hope it also shows why all visitors is not actually that effective. So we've got a small 20% bid bump on the all visit segment, and it does work, but it's not that great. It's kind of 5xing the cost to return, which is all right. 7% conversion rate for some people would be magical, but quite frankly, I'd rather have 12 or 14, 15% that we got up there. So I hope that explains RLSA in a bit more detail, and avoid those two mistakes. Use analytics instead of the tag, and you'll be well on your way, hopefully. Cheers. Hope you enjoyed.